Lesson 12, the unit rate as a scale factor. Example 1, Jake's icon. Jake created a simple game on his computer and shared it with his family to play. They were instantly hooked, and the popularity of his game spread so quickly that Jake wanted to create a distinctive icon so that players could easily identify his game. He drew a simple sketch. From the sketch, he created stickers to promote his game. But Jake wasn't quite sure if the stickers were proportional to his original sketch. All right, so the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to fill in the table between the original sketch and the stickers. Remember, each of the sides have to match with the other item that they have. So in this case, if the original sketch here is 1 inch, then it has to match with this one over here. So the 1 has to match with the 2. So this one here has to match with this one here. So we have to match the 1 with the 2. The 7/8 has to match with the 1 3/4. Has to match with the 1 3/4. And the last one, the 0.75, has to match with the 1.5. So the 0.75 has to match with the 1.5. So now it says, is the sticker proportional to the original? Well, if I check this out, we have to go by our table. Remember, our original is our x value, our sticker is our y. So y over x. So we have 2 over 1. Well, that equals 2. 2 over 1, that equals 2. We have 1 3/4 over 7/8. That equals 2. And 1.5 over 0.75. And that equals 2. So the answer is yes. All ratios. Simplify. To the same number. The scale factor can be calculated from the ratio of any length in the scale drawing to its corresponding length in the actual picture. In other words, the constant of proportionality. So in this particular problem, it says, what is the scale factor? So in this particular problem, the scale factor is 2. Oop. Okay. So next, under our key ideas, it says the scale factor can be calculated from the ratio, and the scale factor corresponds to the unit rate and the constant of proportionality. So in other words, they are the same. Now, here's the one thing I do want to write, just so that we have that. And what I'm going to write here is the scale factor if it's greater than 1 means an enlargement. And if the scale factor is less than 1, that means a reduction. So next, in exercise 1, if we take what Jake did and now he wants to shrink his sticker, so we go back to the original. And we have a new drawing for his app. So if the original drawing is 1, then it becomes 1/2 inch. And again, he has the 1 inch, and it would be 1/2 inch here. Then we had 7/8 of an inch. and that was 7/16 here. And then we had 0.75, and it was 3/8 of an inch now. So now it says, what is the constant of proportionality? Well, here we have 1/2 over 1, which is 1/2. 1/2 over 1, which is 1/2. We have 7/8, or 7/16, sorry, over 7/8, which is 1/2. And then we have 3/8 over 3/4, or 0.75, which is 1/2. So our constant of proportionality, or our COP, is 1/2. So now it says, what is our scale factor? Well, our scale factor is 1/2. And it says, is the app icon an enlargement or a reduction of the original sketch? It is a reduction. So next, for example 2, it says, Joanna wants to create a drawing of the Colombian flag shown below. If she uses a scale factor of 3 to create a scale drawing of the flag, will her drawing be an enlargement or a reduction of the original picture? Because it's greater than 1, it would be an enlargement. And if I were to think about what the equation would be, because 3 is the scale factor and it's also the unit rate, our equation would be y equals 3x. So if the dimensions of the flag are 1.5 inches by 1 inch, what would the dimensions of her drawing be? Well, if I were to take each of these and multiply our scale factor by these inches, I would be able to find the new dimensions of her drawing. So if I were to take our scale factor and multiply by each of these, so 3 times 1.5, that would be 4.5, and that would be inches. And then take our next scale factor and multiply by 1, that would give me 1 inch. So my scale factor would then be, our new one would be 4.5 inches by 1 inch. So now it says, if she uses a scale factor of 1/2, will her drawing be an enlargement or reduction of the original drawing? Because it's less than 1, then it would be a reduction. And again, my equation now, though, would be y equals 1/2 x. So here it says, what would the dimensions of her drawing be? Well, if I use the same dimensions, I could multiply by 1/2 times the 1.5, and I would get my mind all of a sudden just went blank, I'm sorry, but 0.575 inches. And then if I multiply the 1/2 times 1, that would give me 0.5 inches. So now it says your family recently had a family portrait taken. Your aunt asks you to take a picture of the portrait using your phone and send it to her. If the original portrait is 3 feet by 3 feet, and the scale factor is 1/18, what would the size of the portrait be on your phone? Well, in this case, this is a little different. The problems that we were doing before were by inches. And because they were by inches, we were okay with working with the numbers the way that they were. But because this is by feet and our scale factor is 1/18, our scale factor that means 1 foot over 18 inches. So that being said, we need to change our feet to inches. So that we can multiply our scale factor by that. So now I can multiply our scale factor by our 36, and I would get 2 inches. And I can multiply that again up at the top there. So because it's 3 feet by 3 feet, our new size would be 2 inches by 2 inches. Our next question, and our final question, is John is building his daughter a dollhouse that is miniature model of their house. The front of their house is a circular window with a diameter of 5 feet. If the scale factor of the model is 1/30, what would the diameter of the window of the drawing be? Well, again, we have that 1/30, that 5 feet, we have to change to inches. So that we are always working with that inches. So now we have 1/30 times 60, which would equal 2 inches. The only time we work with this is when we are working with fractions. If we are working with the whole number, then we don't have to do this. Okay? And that ends our lesson.